Hey everyone, Jim Phoenix here, and boy, do we have an exciting Streamin' Demons. All the way from Tweeting Land, Twitters, we have Roy is Gay, coming with The Rats Are Here, The Werewolves Are Coming, Dogs and Cats, Living Together, Mass Hysteria. Oh, no, that's just one movie? Okay. And then we have Brannick with Swim, because apparently Crawl and Neil was taken. And myself, bringing home the gold with Be Borrowed. I've got Venom 2, Carnage, Let There Be Carnage. All this and more on next Streamin' Demons. Hit it.
Hey everyone, Jim Phoenix here, and boy, do we have a special, huge, cross-national, transcontinental, intercontinental championship, Macho Man versus... No, wait, what? Oh, this is my streaming show. Oh, sorry, my bad. So we have a great special guest, and I have to tell you, if you are looking at Twitter names, Roy's, you can't do better than Roy's. We've got Roy. Roy, what's your name on Twitter?
Roy is Gay. Duh.
I love it. We seen Roy is Gay just like starting to like tag Mutant Fam and ourselves, just like some really cool shit. And I've actually listened, Roy, to your podcast, and we'll maybe talk about Leatherface a little bit later on. But I got some opinions on that one. But just want to say thank you so much for coming. And of course, we also have our new co-host, as our forever co-host is now stuck in Japan. Apparently, Voodoo Priestess is stuck in Japan looking for Sasquatch. They didn't know they needed a visa. They're like, I have MasterCard. I'm like, no, that's not what they meant by Visa and MasterCard. Yeah, so she's stuck in Japan somewhere. But we've got none other the box human themselves, J.M. Brannick. Say hi.
Hello. Awesome
sauce. And for those who are new to Streaming Demons, holy shit, we're on season 2. But so thank you so much for subscribing now, I guess. You missed some classics, like Negative through Million Cthulhu's for other things. But the premise is simple. We do a new movie to streaming, an old movie, or a borrowed, which is like a rental, or a blue, which makes you sad. All right. And because I am a very lazy bear, Winnie the Pooh got nothing on me. We always let the special guest go first. Roy, take it away.
All right. Well, I guess the one that I'm bringing to the table here is something old because it comes from 1972.
It's 72 is old? Oh, son of a
so on it's Stumbling Upon Screenbox is a movie that I'm actually familiar with, and I wanted to revisit because when I saw this movie for the first time, the print was barely watchable. It was like a 35 millimeter print from the American Genre Film Archive vault that has been deteriorated to death. And Severin did an undeservingly nice restoration of this film. The film, literally, this is the title: "The Rats Are Coming, the Werewolves Are Here," which to me is a great title.
Yeah,
just a great title. This was made by openly gay filmmaker Andy Milligan, who was also a playwright. An extremely kinky person in real life. He also had a very, I guess you could say, staged, lambasted marriage, because when he got married to a erotic dancer, she knew that it was just for show, and everyone else knew it was just for show. But he tragically passed away from AIDS in 1991, and he's in an unmarked grave someplace in Los Angeles.
Jesus Christ! What the? Are you sure it's not the fucking blue?
But
you're making us sad, Roy. So
I know, but it has a happy ending. It has a happy ending, and the happy ending is like just like with so many other artists. He's developed, his films have now went on to develop a giant cult following, and this was one of the ones that he's most known for. Other ones include films like The Bloodthirsty Butchers, Legacy of Blood, House of the Seven Bells, Flesh Pot on 42nd Street.
Wait, which one was that? Flesh Pot on 42nd Street?
Yes.
That was the name of Brannick's sex tape. Yeah. Sorry,
then, then probably one of his biggest films is The Man with Two Heads.
Classic.
Uh-huh.
That's a Steve Martin film, right?
No, that's The Man with Two Brains.
Oh, shit. The one with Ron Jeremy.
You got schooled, Jim.
Oh, wait. The one with Ron Jeremy? Oh, that's the one.
No,
the Man
that's
with
a
Two
different
dicks.
one. Yeah,
okay,
that's The Man with Two Heads. Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Shit.
This one, the title says it all. It's except that it really has nothing to do with rats. It's set in the year 1899 in England, and it's about this family called the Moonies, who have an affliction that is passed on through their generations, an affliction that happens every full moon, every month. And there is a member of the family that they're hoping that the curse has no longer touched, and she was sent off to Scotland to basically go to medical school to look for a cure.
As one does.
And she comes back home with her new husband, which pisses the family off because they're like, how dare you marry a person who doesn't know our secret and blah, 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 blah. And who knows what's going to happen when you literally at one point they say mingle genes at one point. And there's this bratty middle sister whose subplot of the movie is her trying to find the perfect pet, which is where the rats come into play. And she doesn't like the rats because they bite her. So we see her slaughter the rats, literally slaughter the rats like in Cannibal Holocaust style on film. I was actually shocked to see that scene. Fortunately, they don't linger on it like they do in Cannibal Holocaust, but that took me aback a bit. But the thing that was cracking me up the most about this movie is Andy Milligan was directing this as if he was directing a stage play where every scene has the lights go out like they do at the end of the scene of a stage play, and then they slowly come back on. And whenever that happens, the musical score also abruptly just stops out of nowhere. So it's like it'd be in the sweeping, passionate music, and then all of a sudden, crickets.
Of course, because that's for your applause.
Yes. And then they cut to the next scene and an entirely different musical score happens. And it's recognizable music. Actually, at one point, I was hearing the score from the movie The Bad Seed playing at one point, which took me aback. And I was just like, wait a minute, is this the bad music from The Bad Seed? What is this? So it definitely has no budget. You could tell that the film has no budget. All of the full moon nighttime sequences look like they were filmed at 2:00 in the afternoon in a park someplace.
Right. It was an Italian film, you're saying?
You said full moon, and I clenched up for a second.
You thought it would be like full moon, the studio?
I think I'm just predisposed to it now, where I just clench up.
Really?
When I hear those words.
Wait a minute, Brannick, you and I had to be around the same era.
No.
How do you not like full moon?
I enjoy Puppet Master, and I will just stick with that. Anyway.
Thank you, Schmoller.
Anyway.
So this shouldn't be the place where I tell you that I've got a subscription to Full Moon Features streaming on my stick.
Dude, hell yeah.
No, you can with him. I've watched Evil Bong.
Evil Bong.
I've reviewed it. I feel like I've paid my dues.
Well, it's funny you say that because this movie's the same quality as the Evil Bong. So.
Same quality. That's
okay,
awesome.
but it's see, like I can forgive it because it's the 70s. Like that makes sense to me to be complete. I don't want to say garbage, but like in that caliber of like, oh, this is fun. This is like really fun. Like
They're still
garbage.
exploring.
Yeah,
They're still
it's
making their,
right. It's like, you know, and the 70s were such a fun and weird, chaotic time, anyways.
Mm-hmm. And you could tell that the rat element in this movie was inspired by the film Willard, which was a surprise hit.
Yeah.
She literally names the rats Willard and Ben.
No.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah, and she's like, you look like a Willard. I'm going to name you Willard. Oh, and you look like a Ben. And Ben's the one that bites her and she kills. So it's like,
oh man,
I'm like, okay, sure, that just happened. But
poor Ben.
Yeah, poor Ben.
Poor Ben.
Could be
I feel
worse.
like I need
Willard
to.
Scott. Which I think I was
as a rat.
Yeah, one's Willard, the other one's Scott. No one watched the Today Show. Fuck you guys. Oh, they're dating.
All right. Somebody, one of your fans will laugh.
Oh, one of my friends that text me will laugh. Yeah, don't worry. Don't you worry. I got friends and fans. I don't know why I said friends.
I don't know why either. That's for your therapist to determine. So you've watched like a lot of his other movies. Am I correct, Roy?
I've seen a couple of them. I've seen, of course, the Man with Two Heads, and I've seen Legacy of Blood, which is just, well, it's been made fun of by both riff tracks and cinematic Titanic for a reason, because it's just so ridiculous. Even Elvira has made fun of it. It's just so redonkulous. It's about this family who's gathered for the reading of the will, and they find out that the family's inheritance would only go to the last standing person. So everybody starts plotting to kill each other.
That's awesome.
In this house. And so, and it's because the father had this vendetta against the family. So
how do you think it holds up to his other films?
As long as you can get past the scenes where it's obvious the actors are looking over at the cue cards to read their lines, the abrupt stage directions that happen with the lights going out and coming back up, and the plot twist that you could see coming a mile away, it's not bad, actually. It's I mean, because his other movies can just be so over the top. I mean, this man has made a gay porn parody called Dragula long before Dragula was even a thing, which I've only seen bits and clips of, and it's just like, okay, well, this exists. But
wait, which does he see?
It was part of this series called Porn. No, not Porn, but Smut Without the Smut. And someone found these old 60s and 70s porn films where they actually had a plot line to it.
Oh, yeah.
And cut out all of the actual sex scenes and said, okay, let's actually focus on the plot and see if this makes any sense. And when it came to Dragula, it was basically shrunk from an hour and 10-minute film to 7 minutes. So
did it make sense though?
It did not.
Oh, surprising.
It did not make sense.
So wait, it didn't make sense. So the sex part was actually part of the plot?
Apparently so. Yeah. That's what I'm guessing. Yeah.
Crucial.
That's what I'm guessing.
Tenderloin.
It's very essential.
But this thing is it's so ridiculous that you have to watch it to believe it. I mean, just to see that it actually was made and released in theaters, and that people actually possibly paid money to go see this thing in the theater.
Do you know how well it did? Do you know if it did well in theaters?
I don't think so. I don't think any of his films actually did well.
Even like as a midnight. Okay.
This as a midnight movie would be perfect. It really would, because this is one of those communal type films where I think if everybody was watching it, they would just be laughing hysterically the whole entire time because of just how ridiculous the thing is, and just the horrible acting that's going on, and the amazing acting choices that seem to have been made right on the fly on the set. And the accents that go from regular English to British English in the snap of a finger.
So it's Madonna. Got it.
Yes. and her caliber of acting too. So yeah.
It's an Evita.
Hey, you guys, League of Their Own was good.
Right, but she wasn't. It's an ensemble. It was good, like because of Tom Hanks and Rosie O'Donnell, right? And Gina Davis and other people.
She got lucky
Tank
with
Girl.
that movie.
Tank Girl. Was Tank Girl in there?
Yeah,
Laura
Tank Girl
Petty
was-
was
Oh
in
yeah.
there,
Oh, Laurie.
She got very lucky with that movie.
Yeah.
You know who got lucky with that movie? Tom Petty. Before that movie, no one knew that he was the other Petty. Then after that movie,
He was in The Postman. He was good in The
but did he
Postman.
ring twice or just once?
Mhm. Anyway, so this film, could you say it again? Because the title is very long, and I want people to go out and see this.
It's on Screenbox if you have Screenbox, and the title is called "The Rats Are Coming, the Werewolves Are Here."
It's so perfect. That's like poetry, man.
No.
It actually sounds like two movies crammed into one. It really
Yeah, it does.
It's like
Is
a
it
double feature.
crammed? Is it two movies crammed into one?
It kind of feels like it with the rat element. It really does.
They're like, shit, Willard was really big. Put rats in. I know a rat guy. We can kill the rats, he says.
And then there's also this random moment in the movie where I'm guessing she's supposed to be 10, but you could obviously tell it's a woman in her 20s playing the character who is a friend of the brat girl who is trying to get the rats as pets, and she gets a snake as a gift from her. And the whole entire time in the movie, she's talking like, "You're my friend, aren't you? I like you." And I'm like, "Oh, honey, stop. You're in your 20s. You don't need to do this."
You don't need to, but you know.
Was the money that good for this for you to talk like a 10-year-old?
I was gonna say,
I think she came to the audition like that, and he's like, you know what?
You're perfect.
That's a different direction, but I like your energy.
Possibly because she also looked like a Charles Dickens street urchin throughout the whole entire movie. Also,
Sir, may I please have another scene, sir?
Can I have a copper for my performance, sir? Paint me a smile.
It's like, only if you go to American English, like at the drop of a hat, then we're sold.
Wait, they're speaking American English in Scotland. Well, that is a Scottish accent, I guess. Yeah. The
thing is she's supposed to be coming back from Scotland, and when she opens her mouth, at first you hear a Boston accent come out, and then bam, it turns to British. It's like she forgets that she's supposed to be British at one point.
I think most British people are like that, though. I think at some point they forget, and then they
no one's around.
Break character. Yeah, right.
Look.
Yeah, because she's like, "Oh, hello, how is father?" And then all of a sudden she starts sounding like Stewie from Family Guy. All of a sudden, after she realizes she pronounced father like father. And
father, can I park the car in the yard, father?
Oh, that Detroit accent. I have an ear for accents, and that's obviously a Detroit one, right, Brannick? Yeah, I think so. Now, I read this, that Siskel and Ebert actually gave this movie 2 thumbs up. Yeah, 2 big thumbs up, but they were too polite to say where. Yeah,
well, if they were up
Steve
Andy
Stayed.
Milligan, he would probably have enjoyed that because he was that kinky.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's a really weird. Okay, so he was openly gay in Hollywood in the 70s, yeah?
Yep.
Making this movie and a bunch of movies that are more theatrical than not. And box office, not so much smashes, but it's kind of like, was it mob money? Like, how did they make these movies?
Good question. The only thing I could think of is because he also wrote screenplays, so maybe he got the money from the screenplays that he sold.
Screenplays and self-financed his own.
Yeah, screenplays, plus also he was a playwright. He had an acting troupe that mainly appeared in a lot of his films too. Maybe he was a hustler too, because he hung out and he was like Ed Wood. He hung out with the dregs of society, especially in S&M, BDSM clubs and everything. So that's probably where he bankrolled a lot of his films.
Probably, like, you can get, it's all walks of life. So it's like, wait, you're a doctor? Well, guess what? I'm financing this great
It's a great movie. It's got rats in it. It's got werewolves.
To the cinema. No, he would not be like that. He's like, it's an experience.
Yeah, well, it's an experience, all right.
You ever see the movies by Hammer Horror? Well, it's going to be like that.
But more Hammer time? No, that comes later. I'm sorry. Hammer time comes later. Okay, so we kind of get there's no real effects in this movie, I'm guessing.
Oh, the effects. Yeah. I put italics around the words effects because the hint where we realize that the family has this affliction, this werewolf affliction, is whenever they touch anything that's silver, there's somebody off on the side of the screen who blows a puff of smoke to represent the burning skin from the silver. And when we see the werewolf transformations, it's literally the people doing this like Bonnie Tyler total eclipse of the heart turnaround moment.
No way.
And then there's like this brief pause, and then they cut to a close-up of someone's face, and then they cut back to the person as they're turning back around, and they got the makeup on.
Do they have bright eyes?
Yes, some of them do have bright eyes.
God, why?
Yes. This is where she got the inspiration.
Breaking it here. That's actually
Right
just
here.
an homage.
She's watching the movie and she says, I got an idea for a video.
She's like, oh my God, I have like so much crack in my system and a pen and a paper.
Allegedly,
and
we're not saying Bonnie Tyler did crack. We say allegedly she may have been high.
I'm just saying.
On life.
Allegedly.
Well, allegedly, that video looked like it was the product of at least cocaine, because when you've got an army of like Fonzies from Happy Days coming up the stairs with half naked fencers and pirate boys and
school children, choir children.
There is a video making fun of the video. It's awesome, by the way. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Choir of the Damned coming out of nowhere.
Oh my God, yes. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Now,
and you know what? It was great.
How many Cthulhus out of 5 would you give the movie, not the video? Video stellar.
Good question, because if I judge the movie based on its merit by itself, it would be a 1 Cthulhu. But when it comes to the watchability, because you have to see this thing to believe it, it would probably be a 4. Because
4?
Yeah, because just the audacity that this thing exists is what brings it up to a 4. Is it a rewatchable movie? Probably not. But it's one of those movies where you want to get all your friends together, get some shots in you, and just look at how ridiculous this thing is. And I've got to say, with the restored version of the movie also, the picture quality is still really Vaseline on the lens type quality looking of it. Right. But the soundtrack is so crystal clear that it sounds like the soundtrack was recorded just 2 weeks ago. It's off-putting on the movie. Because the movie looks old. It looks so old.
It was all re-ADR'd. Exactly.
Except it sounds like this crystal clear, ultra HD 4K sound all out of nowhere. It's just you kind of tilt your head like a confused Scooby-Doo when you realize what's going on.
That's A, amazing, and B, I have a follow-up question that I have to ask it. Have you seen Roller Gator?
No, yes. No.
Wait, you have. Okay. Now, yes.
You can date him, Jim.
Only if you can get through the entire movie with me. I think
that's true. That's true. It has to be.
I should emphasize that I've seen it, but the only way I was able to get through it was with riff tracks.
Yes, that's fine. That's fine. That's still part of that.
Had it not been for them, there is no way in hell I would have been able to make it through that movie.
It's got its moments. But is this movie like Roller Gator? Which one's better for you?
Oh God.
That's not a fair question, Jim.
This might be my new date movie then.
I I think Roller Gator is a little more deep hurting than this one is. So
Jesus.
yeah.
Okay.
I think that's just Roller Gator's fate, Jim, and especially
It's
like,
my litmus test.
the rats are coming, the werewolves are already here, or something like that. That sounds too intriguing. When you say to a date, let's watch Roller Gator, that's a lot less intriguing.
No, it is intriguing for me at least because it starts out on a high note. So I know they like me enough to watch a movie called Roller Gator, but not enough to actually watch the movie called Roller Gator.
Yeah, Jim's like trying to get me like, if I go out on a date to also do the Roller Gator challenge.
It's a Roller Gator challenge.
Like, I don't think I can. I don't want to hurt anyone.
They're a keeper then. They're a keeper.
I think a true litmus test would be The Room. If you get them to like sit in the
but
room
that's a funny one. That's a good one.
Wait a minute. No, I got a true litmus test from Justin to Kelly.
That's a hard one.
Oh, God.
They can sit through from Justin to Kelly.
Hey, we don't do snuff films here, man. I don't know what we heard about the show.
But Roy, I cannot sit through that. So how can I expect them to?
The thing that amazes me is that I found out there's a director's cut too from Justin to Kelly.
They left something out?
Yeah,
something on the floor.
They left 3 musical numbers out, and I'm like,
Thank you.
There's an audience for the director's cut for this movie.
It's one person, and it's the director's mom. She's like, "Good job, honey. Good job."
Dude, that's okay. So 1 to 4 Cthulhu's, depending on it, could be a replacement for Jim's sex. Like, no, it's not. That came out wrong. Could be a replacement for Roller Gator as a gatekeeper to my sex life, I guess. Who knows? All I know is I'm not following that at all. So, Brannick,
yes.
What shark-infested bullshit did you bring in today? I mean, great movie.
I like sharks. Sharks are great, like sharks are cool. So I brought a Tubi original.
Tubi's making originals now?
Yes.
That's a benchmark of quality right there. You hear the Tubi original, you're like, yes.
In cooperation with Asylum.
In cooperation with us? Like Asylum couldn't do their own fucking thing anymore? They fall in that fucking bad, the VHS tape just could crush. Oh, sorry.
We all make mistakes, guys. We all make mistakes.
And usually they're called dating Jim.
And they're
than that.
Yes. Please, anyone in the wherever he is area, do not date Jim. He'll be subjected to Roller Gator. Please don't. That is not the highlight. Anyway, so I watched this not rip off.
Not Cruel Jaws. You watched Cruel Jaws?
I wish I watched Cruel Jaws again.
Oh, man.
That would have been a great TV original. No, it's called Swim.
Swim?
And it's got Joey Lawrence in it.
There you go. That's all you had to say.
Well, he's in it for like 15 minutes, and he has like in his contract, like, do not get me wet. Because there are so many scenes where it's like pouring rain and like all the other characters are dripping wet, and then it goes to him and it's like CGI water and like a little couple dribbles on his face. Like you can tell he's like, do not get me wet.
Wow.
Is the Green Ranger in this one too?
The what?
The Green Ranger?
No, okay. No. So it is so he and his very bland family are going to a like summer house to relax and enjoy it. They've always gone there all the time. The daughter is graduating to go to med school, just like her grandfather does, and the grandfather's there. And yes, they're all talking like this. Like everything is exposition within like the first 20 minutes. And it is, don't you want me to become a doctor just like grandpa? Of course I'd, like it's basically like that. So, and then of course the daughter and the mom look the same age. So it's really hard to tell them apart.
Thank you. That's why I was telling the daughter. It's like, there's no way. Oh wait, we're talking about the movie again?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm
usually talking about the movie when we're talking about movies.
Okay.
So
I thought it was like a metaphor for. I guess I was. Never mind.
I know what you're.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
you're
I know.
good. Okay.
Bingo was involved. Yeah.
Okay, so I almost watched the Bingo movie on.
Dude, Bingo Hell is awesome.
I didn't.
Fucking killer, dude.
Okay, I almost watched it. I'm like, no, I guess I'll watch this stupid shark movie instead, and I regret it. I know.
Shit.
I should have watched Bingo Hell.
You didn't watch a shark movie. You watched a Joey fucking Lawrence movie.
A Joey Lawrence rip-off movie of Crawl.
Of Crawl? They call
Yeah.
it Swim? Christ
And-
sakes, was like kneeling is like fucking taken or what?
It's like
Crab
so,
walk.
and it's not as fun as Crawl. Anyway, so they're in this house. Everything's flooding. And of course, like in Crawl, a shark gets in the house, and I know I'm like
Shark in the house.
the super duper minority. The super minority of actually kind of liking House Shark.
Okay.
Do not judge me.
Hey, no, but you hate Sharknado. So what the fuck?
I hate Sharknado. I don't know what
Why?
was up, but
Sharknado's been it's an awesome. Sharknado's a fucking awesome movie.
I
have
don't
it. I can't,
like it.
I
I don't like
I can't
it.
say enough good about it.
I don't like it. But for some reason, House Shark just swam
Isn't
its
that the
way
one
into
with
my
Anna
heart.
Faris? House Shark?
No, that's House Party. No,
House
the
Party.
House Shark is like
Oh,
it has a $5 budget and is horrible. It's supposed to be, one of those horror comedies that's like terrible, but
$5 budget and 4 of those. went to
anyway,
100.
so in that one, there's a shark that is in the house too, and it's about the same level of CGI, I would say, because this is the CGI of the shark. Because I like sharks a lot, and this one looked kind of like a sad CGI like sperm dribble, just like dribbling around in the water.
Wait, what? Is sperm dribble?
What
color is your sperm?
well,
Gray?
no,
See, you're
like
a fucking doctor. Christ sakes,
Don't
urologist.
tell me when to-
Basically, it's Dr. Manhattan's sperm swimming in the water from
Right?
Watchmen.
Pretty much, yeah, like that. Like it's just real goopy looking. It does not look like a sleek killer. Like it looks like
They said like squash for some
a
reason. I don't know.
goopy, just like gooping around in the water and eating people.
Did it have eyes?
It
at
did.
least? Okay, so it kind of
It
looked like a
did. It was
shark,
just. It
kinda
was
like
just.
melting.
It was like a shark, like shaped sperm dribble.
okay, like McDonald's hamburger.
So basically, the shark was ropey. Is I guess a good way to describe it.
Yeah, it was just like kind of just like.
Could you see this coming out of Peter North? Is that the type of shark? Like, what kind of ropes are we talking about?
Anyway,
Oh, damn it, Brennick. We did a porno before. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me
I would
phrase
like
this one.
you to rephrase that and also
were
then
doing-
like certify that with like some kind of notary.
We did a porno.
We watched a porno in separate rooms and separate times, in
Technically,
separate countries.
Technically, you did.
Yes,
Technically, Payne and you did.
separate countries, and then talked about it. So that is what you mean.
That is correct. But so I'm saying my point of that was you didn't know who Peter North is?
I don't remember. No,
Oh,
I don't remember
Walking out of her head,
names.
basically, is
It's all
that,
good.
is that
That's-
traumatic?
Yes, I block many things out of my head with Jim. So this is the shark movie that defies physics and the art of cinema. There's just like so much. I mean, like I love practical effects, and I knew it was going to be CGI, but it is like bad CGI. Like it's CGI that I could probably buy for like $70.
Well,
Kind of a CGI.
It is Tubi. I mean, did you have your expectations behind CGI?
I don't know. I expected more on a Tubi because it is my Lord and Savior, and I appreciate that they tried, and I appreciate that they had Joey Lawrence in it for like 15 minutes, and then he didn't get wet, and like he kept calling his wife like honey and babe like a million times.
Oh, wait. Was it like a cameo? I mean, not like a cameo, but I mean like the actual website cameo. You think that's happened? Did they have like a water stamp saying cameo on the side every time George Lawrence?
Maybe, yeah, that would have been great.
Does he know he's in this movie?
No, he does know he's in a movie.
Okay.
I don't know if he knows exactly what type of movie.
At any point during the movie, does he say, whoa?
No.
No,
he just
a lost opportunity.
I know. He says honey and babe, mostly.
He's actually in an action movie I think Netflix put out, by the way. This is his second comeback film.
That's exactly what I would have done with him. Is like one point, it's like, honey, there's a shark. Whoa. You know,
see, that would have been funny. That would have been funny. Like,
we can team him up with Owen Wilson. Just have two woes back and forth.
Whoa, whoa, wow. Whoa.
Wow.
I mean, that's beautiful and brilliant.
At the same time, I think we just gave Wes Anderson an idea. So,
so take it away, Wes. No, see, like, and that's the sad part is like this movie could be really fun and funny because again, it's a house with a shark in it. Like that's funny, and everything is just really like I don't know, whining, complaining, like Karen-y kind of sometimes. Like it's very weirdly just like, oh, the shark's over there, and it's. I don't know. It gets real old.
Does anyone die in this film?
3 people too.
3 people.
Oh, it's not worth it. Oh my god.
No, it's not. It's really not.
Without spoiling
and one of them gets. Oh,
go.
what?
You go.
One of them gets bit, and I'm like, I want to see like, I want to see a shark bite, man. And it's like she's got a little cut on her leg, and I'm like, oh, I call BS on that. You get bit by a shark, you know it.
So basically, the fake blood that they bought from Party City, they realized was empty, so they just squeezed as much as they could.
Yeah, I think it was like tempura paint. Like they're just like, just go to the dollar store, just buy more red paint, and then put a thing on her leg. It was like a scarf. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so it was interesting. There were a few lines that they had that I thought were good taglines.
Yes.
Like, go upstairs, kids. I'm gonna fuck up a shark. And we can't use the surfboards because of the shark. And I thought that one was pretty funny too.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, overall the music was very like you could buy that pretty easily online. When there are sad parts, it's sad piano and violins. When there's,
happy parts?
Not happy parts, but more quote unquote exciting parts.
Oh.
It's more like, oh yeah, I could see that being in a talking cat.
Wow.
I mean, it's not great, guys. And I enjoy shark movies, but I mean, like, you could obviously tell nobody knew where to look at the shark. And again, just like everybody's just like they're trying but not trying their best. They're probably looking at their phones in between takes and wondering what they're doing there.
So it's not like Birdemic fun where
oh god, no, I wish for Birdemic fun. I would listen to Sopranos like all day, every day instead of this. And it's fucking early 2000s music. This was made like last year and it's fucking 2000s anyway. Yeah, so I would give this, a 1.5.
1.5?
Yeah, it was painful, but it wasn't like gouge out my eyes painful. It was just more like, I'm going to look at some recipes. Well, I look at this and also kind of just think about my life and re-examine it a little.
My God. So 1.5. How many did you give Cruel Jaws? I'm just
I think I gave that one 3.
a 3.
I have
I
a
like-
soft spot for that movie. Actually,
I love Cruel Jaws. I think Cruel Jaws is great.
We did a Carnage with Cruel Jaws, right?
Yes, we did.
I love the fact that the main male lead, the father of the girl in the wheelchair in the movie, looks like what would happen to Hulk Hogan if he.
That's what we talked about.
But Hulk Hogan, after like being on crystal meth for about a year,
Yeah.
what it would do to him.
But the funny thing is, like, his hair would stay the exact same.
Exactly.
Oh god.
Yeah, I love Cruel Jaws. I call it Choices, the movie, because that whole film has so many choices in it.
It's so good. But it's fun. See, that's the thing. It's a fun romp. Like why have a girl in a wheelchair? Why have all this crazy
Who can
stuff?
clearly move, by the way.
Oh,
I
yeah.
played that a couple of times, like dancing and shit. I'm like, dude, what the hell?
And have Star Wars. I think they had the Star Wars
Yes, the theme
soundtrack
song for
at some point.
and Superman for one of them, and
like-
Almost Ragers. It's like all the
and it was great. Like, that is fun. I liked all the movies where it was like, what, 28 meters below or whatever. I liked those. Those were fun.
But
you
this
know,
is just not.
I like the one with what is it? With the Samuel L. Jackson, and he gets, well, I can't say spoilers, but
Snakes on a Plane.
no, but I love that one too.
In the Deep, Into the Deep, or something like that.
Oh, blue. Deepest,
Into the
bluest.
Deep Blue Sea.
Deeper,
That's
blue,
it.
deeper.
Deep blue sea. I like all this.
Deeper in the Blue sounds like a porn title for a porn parody of Avatar.
So you're saying, Brannick, that even with your level, your high bar of shark movies, it doesn't reach that.
Oh God, no! Like, no. It's
Higher or lower than Sharknado for you?
You know, I would actually say lower than Sharknado, because at least Sharknado had Tara Reid that I could be like,
Yeah.
she's having fun. You know, like that's cool. Like Joey Lawrence, I don't think is having fun in this. I think this is just like him
Bad
being like,
slam. Yeah.
like him being like, oh, shark movie. Oh, okay, yeah, whatever, I'll do it. You know, like, but I'm not fucking getting wet. Like, you know, like he does get out.
Mermaid.
Spoilers, he does get wet in the final scene. But I think before then, he's like, I'm not getting wet before that.
A body double.
No, there were cuts. There were body double like cuts for water. Like it was insane the level that they went through to like make sure he did not get wet. Like,
at the same time, man, I didn't do a movie with Tubi, so that's kind of like depressing. Man, you guys are depressing.
we should all try to do a movie with Tubi.
I think so. And Tubi, for their credit, you know, maybe they're not the most awesome producers, but they're trying, and they do pay the most. From what I hear, they do pay the most of anyone for the streaming services if you are using their streaming services as a movie creator.
Oh, that's
pay
cool.
the most. Yeah.
And here's the thing: they have a lot of great titles on there continuously.
They do.
Oh, it's a treasure chest of just random
Oh, yeah.
titles. Like, I mean, there's a. I guess those who are listening to the show will get to hear something before even my co-host on my show gets to hear it. For every June, we always do something absolutely ridiculous for Pride Month. And I found on Tubi that the made-for-television movie Goddess of Love with Vanna White and Little Richard is on there. So I went, that's our June movie.
Oh,
That's beautiful.
what
I've
agent
watched-
lost that fucking bet?
That's awesome. I've watched Ghost Can't Do It on Tubi. I've watched The Uninvited a million times on Tubi. Like, they have like
Ghost Can't Do It. Who's in that one? So I remember it was
Daryl Hannah. That was the one
and
that I
Donald
wanted.
Trump. Yeah,
Yeah.
where Donald Trump rapes a ghost of Daryl Hannah. I think so.
No, that's not how that goes, but
The ghost rapes Donald Trump.
it's not how that goes
I thought-
either.
You say like Donald Trump is like really creepy in that movie, like sexually
He's-
salty way.
pretty creepy. It's weird.
The best ghost. It was the most wonderful ghost. The biggest ghost.
Tremendous. It was tremendous.
Ghost Dad, yeah. Oh, see, Ghost Dad. It's funny because we're talking about two alleged.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hey.
So I think it's your turn, Jen. Oh, I did buy a kazoo. I should go get that at some point.
Kazoo? Like,
Yeah, because every time that you go a little too far, I need to kazoo you, man.
Oh, you can't kazoo me. I'm a great kazoo. So I rented a movie. Fuck it. I went full out. I went to Venom, Let There Be Carnage, because damn it, I want to see it. And it was closed for the theaters, but my theaters were closed, I should say, because I don't think it hit anywhere else. This thing called COVID. Apparently,
Detroit.
It missed Detroit, right? It just yeah.
Oh, it hit Texas, but they didn't care.
It's all good, yeah. But I was going to see this movie, and the thing closed, so I was so happy to rent it. And I love it because Tom Hardy had a part in writing this for the sequel.
Oh.
Whenever someone really attaches himself to a character that much, going, I really want this. They're a fan. They're not making it, they're not doing it just for the money. It's easier ways to make money. And it does not, it's a comedy. It's really just like, if you read the old Carnage and Venoms and stuff like that, they were kind of funny. They were like spawned off of, no pun, Spider-Man. So it's in that vein. And I remember the guys are talking about how Venom looks like Venom and why Venom looks like Venom. And it goes back to kind of like why Spawn looks like Spawn. It's because the people drawing them just kept forgetting how they drew them. And so it's like, oh yeah, of course this is now living. It's tentacles and it's all sorts of stuff. That's McFarlane. That's his whole story. So we have this setup with Woody Harrelson playing the insano guy. We've got the very, very energetic Michelle Williams back. I won't do any spoilers with her, but a lot of people play into this. And it is a truly ensemble cast. The protagonist and antagonist aren't exactly who you think they are. And it is not practical effects whatsoever. In case you're wondering, but they don't look like sperm, at least. I think they got a slightly bigger budget than Tubi did. I'm not quite sure. Don't quote me on this. I believe they put it out a little bit better than that. But now, here's the thing. It's PG-13. And so it's comedy comes a little heavy-handed because they want to go violent as shit for some parts. We're like, hey, well, wait, what? It's an R. Okay, we'll do like a dick joke instead. There we go. That was a PG-13 again. Oh, thank God. So it's a movie fighting itself a bit, and that's kind of where, if there's a weakness, it's that. But at the same time, it does. I'm not going to spoil anything. But I will say it does set things up nicely, and it continues from the previous story nicely as well. It's not like just a brand new movie. Everything is set up in this world, the world building still. And damn it if Tom Hardy just doesn't pull this off. And a lot of people just, Reed Scott, the perfect asshole. I mean, if you ever seen Reed Scott in Veep, I think it's the same character again and again and again and again.
So basically you're saying he's being typecast.
His name in this movie is even Dan. It's Dan in the fucking movie too. At this point, I just don't know if it's a typecasting. I think it's just like fucking alter ego. I don't know. But we have Woody Harrelson playing Cletus with like a fleshed out Cletus. They could have made Cletus just batshit crazy to be batshit crazy, but they actually flesh him out. Naomi Harris has a great counterbalance to it. I mean, everything is a bit Phantom of the Opera. It's a bit King Kong. It's a bit of the older callback movies. where they actually gave a shit about the character. And I think that might have been the strength of the PG-13. So as it takes away, it giveth, you know. Now, this was a rental. And I debated for renting this for a while. I mean, shit, I bought videos just to try to watch, and like now, watching other things now. So $4.99 Canadian on Amazon Prime right now. And it was worth it. Like $5, that's no brainer. I can't get gas in Canada for $5 anymore.
I was just gonna say, like, isn't that cheaper than gas?
It's cheaper than gas, food, my Starbucks tip, and Carmex at this point. I think in Canada it's like $4 now. So it's running head to head with Carmex. So you give up some Carmex, you get some of this movie. Don't wait for it to come to Netflix, because it has to go to like Netflix first and then Disney Plus. Don't wait for it to come to those services. Give some money out. $4.99, get some popcorn. PG-13. It's a friendly, family, cool movie. It's got some heart with it. It won't go wrong, man.
How's the soundtrack?
The soundtrack? Like the actual music that they put into it? Or
the
like
music score.
Okay. We're talking score.
Yeah.
What do you mean score?
Like scoring of the scenes.
Okay, of scenes. Do you mean that they just cut to black and it all stops?
Yeah.
And then they
like so you can applause. Right.
Well, absolutely. But when they cut to black, it's a blackout. I think it's just Eddie Brock like losing consciousness. No, it's really a slick film. It's absolute fucking slick film. It's so not as slick as Spider-Man Lost from Space Home Razor 4, but
in space.
I don't think it had the same budget either, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's slick for like they obviously had some leftover CGIs for some other movie. They're like, oh, fuck it, this looks good enough. And it's cool. It's award nominated, dude. 5 awards from the Indiana Film Journalists Association. Oh, fuck me. Best vocal motion capture performance from Tom Hardy. What else do you need? Indiana Film Journalists. Together said, damn it, this should be, I don't think it won, but this should be nominated for Best Vocal Motion Capture Performance by a male in a superhero movie made by Sony. It's a very specific category.
I was like, that's a very specific.
But, you know,
I mean, but there's like 5 other films for that.
Oddly, yes. Sony had to really.
And they're all Roller Gator.
Sony rebooted Roller Gator. They actually got Joe and Emilio Estevez now.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I would watch that on a date. Sure,
it's like Beverly Hills Cop meets Roller Gator, I guess. You know, Beverly Hills Cop meets Hutch or Turner and Hooch.
Hutch.
Turner and Hooch. Oh wait,
Turner and Hooch and Hutch. And Donnie Darko. You know.
Darko, yeah. But not Pan's Labyrinth, because that's a step too far.
No, that's a little too dark.
Yeah, a little too Spanish. Yeah, they need subtitles. I can't do subtitles. That's why.
You can't do subtitles.
I can't. I learned Tagalog just to watch that damn movie that Daphne was talking about, only to find out that people in Thailand, they're not Filipino. I'm like, what the fuck did I learn Tagalog for? Jesus Christ.
Tagalog's cool though.
Now I have to like read subtitles and shit. Damn it. No, but this movie is for $5. It was awesome. I can imagine doing this as a family night. Absolutely, 100% go for it. It's Cthulhu wise.
5 Cthulhus. No, you're gonna give it a 4 or a 4.5.
Why do you think I'm giving a 4 or 4.5, dude?
Because
I always give movies
I know
like
your
5s.
towels. I know your towels.
If I talk positively about a movie, it has to be like 12 or something like that. What?
No, I'm just. So go ahead. Go on. What were you gonna give it?
I'm gonna blow your mind. I'm not gonna give it 1 Cthulhu. I ain't gonna give it 2. I'm not even gonna give it a 3. I'm gonna give it. What did you say? I was gonna give it.
Go on, just go on.
No. What did you say? You said like.
No,
4.5?
you can always look back.
I am gonna give this film with the Indiana State Journalists Association for movies made on Sony, licensed through Marvel, Disney, for voice acting and stop motion capture by a guy who was formerly in an FX series, I believe. I think that's the full title for his Taboo. I'm gonna this is a 4.8. Yep, 4.8. There you go. I said it. I spoke it. Maybe 4.78. We're rounding at 4.8 anyways. It's got everything you want. Not every movie has to be dark fucking night. You know, not every movie has got to be blood, guts, and ass. Sometimes it can just be a fun comic book movie too. And I believe Tom Hardy just did a wonderful job in crafting this. And the cast really pulls together. It's got heart. So 4.8. Absolutely fine. Vinyl author. 4.8 Cthulhu's The Enzo. Bam! And with that, we bring us the plugs. So, as I guess always goes first, Roy, what do you want to plug?
Well, first and foremost, I'll go ahead and plug my podcasts. The main one I'm on is Cult Cinema Catacombs. These Films Exist, which really lives up to its title. You can find us on Audible and on the Google Podcast Network. We do now 2 episodes a month. It used to be 1 episode a month. Now we do 2 episodes a month.
Nice.
We just recently did for our February episode. We did a movie that I lovingly call the Furry Olympics, called Animal Olympics, from 1980.
I love that movie.
We were just we were just the whole entire time just sitting there like, the cheetah has tits. Why does the cheetah have tits?
Why not?
It's like it would make sense if it was like Fritz the Cat we're watching, where it's supposed to be an X-rated movie, but this is rated G.
Yeah, it's for this children.
Dog's tits are popping out of her dress right now.
I don't see a problem with this. As a person of the 80s, I see no problem.
So we did that, and we also did the lost 1984 film that was rediscovered by Vinegar Syndrome, which melted our faces off in awesomeness, called New York Ninja, which seek it out. The quick story I could say about this is that this film was made in 1984, but they ran out of a budget, so they abandoned the entire film, never completed it, never edited it together. Vinegar Syndrome found the original prints of this film in their vault, but the soundtrack was missing. So they watched the film, tried to figure out what the plot was, wrote a completely brand new script for the footage that they had, and brought in a voice cast of people like Don the Dragon Wilson to dub the film. And the results is glorious. I mean, it was so much fun to watch.
Wait a minute. Is this the one with the guy with the chin? Zadar?
That is actually
another ninja one.
That is Samurai Cop.
Sorry. There's so many things that go on.
So
that's amazing, though, because that's so much hard work and dedication.
It had to have been, and the end result is just some of the most fun I've ever had watching a film. Where
did you get it from? Like, where did you stream it?
I actually it's not even available for streaming. I on blind faith, just based on the story of what it took to make this film, just actually sunk the money down to buy a physical copy of it directly from Vinegar Syndrome, because I'm like, I've got to see this thing.
Beautiful.
It was worth every penny. It really was, because it was just so much fun. This is one of those movies where I'm like, you say you've seen everything? Okay, sit down. You're going to watch New York Ninja.
So would this replace Rollergator then?
Well, no, because this one's fun and enjoyable.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Come on. Yeah. Don the Dragon Wilson.
Yeah, and at one point the acting gets on Tommy Wiseau level in the movie on purpose, because he actually has a line delivery at one point that is equal to Tommy Wiseau's "You're Tearing Me Apart," Lisa, in the film.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
I love it when actors know exactly what they're doing.
Oh,
you know,
you could tell they all knew.
That's awesome.
My second podcast that I'm on is called Homos on Horror.
I got a bone to pick with this one. Yeah, go for it. It's my bone to pick. Go.
Okay.
Go on. Yep.
So it's I'm co-hosting it with my friend Mike, and we're on hiatus thanks to COVID. We've come back recently. What we're doing right now is we're re-examining the movies from every year that we've existed on Earth up until current. And discussing the films that we liked and we didn't like. And we're going to have little side episodes here and there. We just recently had, which I'm sure is the bone you need to pick with me. We recently had an episode about our opinions on the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The movie that I affectionately called This Was Not Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but we're going to shoehorn Leatherface into it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that part. That I do agree with. What's your ultimate opinion of that movie? That's this one.
My ultimate opinion on the movie was I actually didn't hate it. Did
we watch the same movie?
I didn't hate it, but at the same time, I went, okay, I've watched this movie. It's not bad. It's definitely not Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. But if I don't ever see it again, I'm fine.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. At some point in this movie, I think you guys might even say this, Leatherface is like, what, 80? Fucking 85 years old. What is he, 70? Something like that?
He's got to be ancient. Yeah, and yet he doesn't act like it at all. And
no.
He's a spring chicken.
Guys, the elderly can be very athletic.
Athletic enough to have like a yo-yo on a fucking chainsaw as a yo-yo, apparently, because that shit like boomerangs for him.
I think you're being ageist,
although I do
Jim.
have to give the film credit for
Oh, you're back to boy banding, but we think that's going to record anyways.
I do have to say though that I find it very impressive that they came up with a new way of killing somebody by breaking the arm and using the bone to kill somebody. I was like, that's new, but yeah.
We always tease that. We rip your arm off and beat the shit out. Maybe it's just a Black Knight thing. Maybe that's where it came from. It comes up from the Black Knight. Now, I have two. This is not quite spoiler free. This is the first act. The young lady is, first of all, the premise is like some yuppies. Whether the current word for yuppie is now, what, influencers?
Exploitive influencers. I guess is the best way I can describe these kids. Yeah,
bought a town in like what, Bolivia? Where is that? Bulgaria?
It's supposed to be Texas, but I want to know what part of Texas that is, because the whole entire time I'm watching this movie, I'm like, that's not Texas.
No,
this is not Texas.
No, it's nowhere near Texas, which is unfortunate.
Boise, maybe, but no.
Right, it's not even Quebec pretending to be Texas. That's how sad it is. Like, shit, at least go to Quebec. There's tax credits here, right? Mm-hmm. But the entire town's broke down, except that apparently they still get oxygen tank deliveries and like electricity and some shit. I don't understand any of this fucking thing. But
they have a mechanic there too. I mean,
fixing what exactly? There's nothing to fix. But I don't know. Chainsaw. I gotta fix this guy's chainsaw 12 fucking times. So. This lady, young lady, this one, the sister of I don't know who's the protagonist of the fucking film. That's another thing I don't understand. But the sister of the influencer, the one that survived the school shooting, and that's the first part of it. My question is, because there's always sensitivity readers for literature now, they obviously did not have a sensitivity reader. This is Netflix, by the way, so they had the money to go over a script saying, who probably wouldn't go, yay, a fucking gun. Someone who just survived a school shooting.
Yeah.
Throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Throwing that out there.
I definitely agree with that. Yeah. This is like, that's how you handle, for someone who lives with PTSD. I I had a lot of questions about that decision because I'm just like, I don't see therapy for dealing with something traumatic like surviving a school shooting would be to grab a gun and just go like Linda Hamilton and Terminator 2 on somebody.
Absolutely. Exactly. Or just even go to Texas. Like, where there's open carry. I'm like, you know what? Open carry and a drive-through for beer?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I don't feel safe. And I did make this joke. As Leatherface was kind of like hunting. Spoiler: Leatherface is the bad guy, or is it a movie against capitalism? I don't know. But I did, to my shame, enough to repeat it. And she's like, Dove's coming to get me. I'm like, yeah, she probably wish she stayed in school now, huh? Like that's right. I'm going to hell. Fuck waiting in line. But that's, yeah, okay. That was my only thing. You think this is going to age better than what's the other movie you brought up that kind of like was bad at the time, but
The Next Generation? No, I don't think this is going to age as well because what the Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation has with going for it versus this one is that Next Generation has Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger.
Yeah.
So that is always going to make it a curiosity piece, especially since Renee Zellweger tried so hard to shelve this movie.
Didn't Matthew McConaughey's people too?
Yep. Yeah, they both were trying so hard to shelve
weird.
This.
And then they like super like have them on every box now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Matthew
if it's not
though.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, Renee refuses to.
Yeah.
And you've got Leatherface looking like a contestant from RuPaul's Drag Race in the movie also. So yeah, that makes it relevant too.
Oh God, I always love that one. I picture this was the pitch. Whatever happened to those people from Dazed and Confused after the party? And then I think that's just Dazed and Confused 2. I think that's just a sequel. And that's how
Matthew McConaughey's character got a robotic leg and joined up with the Illuminati. And
at least he's not hanging out with high school girls anymore. It's a step up for him. For his character. Sorry, Matt. For his character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, I mean that's the normal progression. You go from being a guy in your 20s who wants to have sex with high school girls to joining the Illuminati. That's the natural progression of life.
That's what I did, right? It's okay. It's okay, guys.
Rock Tumbler, Detroit City.
That's the name of my new band. Thank you. Rock Tumbler, Detroit City.
That was the name of the plug. Okay, so Roy, you have 2 podcasts to plug. Mm-hmm. Where are they again?
So you can find Cult Cinema Catacombs on. Right. For some reason, Apple hates our show, so we don't know why Apple doesn't have us. But you can find us on the Google Network, and you can find us on Audible.
I can fix Apple for you. Hit me off.
With Homos on Horror, you could find on Apple. Go figure. So, but then again, I'm just a co-host on that one, so maybe it's me. I don't know.
Roy, we'll talk offline. I think I know what has Apple up their hair up their ass. And it's something really dumb, but they won't tell you.
Okay.
We had to go through the same thing where Apple is kind of like, fuck you. I'm like, well, what the fuck?
Maybe it's because we considered our favorite film to watch on there was Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. I don't know. Maybe it's that.
Dude, I grew up on that shit. That is the bomb, yo. That is fucking cool as fuck. All right, yeah. So those are I listen to them. I love them. I think everyone should listen to this podcast. And Brannick, what do you have to plug?
I'm going to plug because there's a lot of...
Besides your modem back in.
Is my modem back in?
Brannick's plugging Auto-Tune.
Can you hear me?
Brannick's plugging 1990 Share, basically.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
We can kind of believe in the power of... What?
Can you hear me?
Brannick, if you can turn back time. There you go, yeah.
Can you hear me? All right. So you can hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Yes,
right.
I can hear you now.
All right. Well, okay. So there's a lot of shit that's going on in the world, as
I have no choice.
it does, you know. So I'm going to be plugging because there are places that are not safe for LGBTQ plus people, and in these places that are not safe, it's really hard for people to get out of those places. So there is a nonprofit called Rainbow Railroad, and they are a global nonprofit that helps people facing persecution basically get out of that situation. They are basically swamped right now because of so many things that are going on, but especially the things that are happening in the Ukraine, you know, plus just general, all the shit that's going on in countries that just happens all the time.
Or Florida, for example.
Or here in Texas now. Too.
Or Texas.
Texas is, yeah.
Parents would go to jail for.
But I've seen a lot of students in Texas that are really upset about that. So that's good news. And I did see that there was the I think Supreme Court like overturned like one of the things. So anyway, there's hope. Hopefully, because you know that guy's a douche, and you know obviously. But this is like for people who are getting beheaded. Horrible things that happen all the time around the world for being who they are, and trying to get them into safe places. And like I said, they're one of very few places that actually do this. So if you could go to Rainbow Railroad, look at it. There is a request help button if you do need help. It's unfortunately what I've been reading from other people is that it takes a really long time, unfortunately, because they are so swamped. So if you do feel like you're in danger somewhere, get there, you know, put in a request as soon as you can and get your documents in order so you can be safe, because that's the most important thing is that, you know, you exist. It's not your fault. You are seen, and you need to be safe for what is most important, which is you.
Yeah.
So that's my plug for this week.
I guess to kind of piggyback on that also, for those who have not heard, I don't know why they're only doing it for a week. I wish they were doing it for more than a week, but from March 7th through March 13th, Fangoria has teamed up with the t-shirt company Fright Rags to sell a special limited edition Trans Pride t-shirt.
Oh, nice.
And
nice.
They're not keeping any of the money. 100% of the profits is going to the Transgender Education Network of Texas in response to what's going on right now in our state. So they said that the t-shirts themselves are going to ship on Transgender Day of Awareness Day. And needless to say, I'm buying mine when it goes on sale on Monday too.
That is very cool. And for what it's worth, not that it really should matter for a charity, but Fright Rags, I got some stuff from Joe Bob, and thank you, by the way, Joe Bob. But it's really good quality. Mm-hmm. Like the I've been wearing a fucking hoodie out in -20 from Fright Rags, and it's like, oh, I'm good. That's it. You know, the shirts are great quality. So not only is it a great cause, but it's spot on quality and 100%. It's really hard to do 100% donation because that means they're fucking eating some shit.
Yeah. So are the shirts?
I'm actually setting myself up because Radix back with the boy band. But my plug is going to be Lumos, which apparently, because Lumos is a global organization taking care of like a lot of like orphan children, apparently there's going to be a surplus of orphan children now in the Ukraine. So they need more donations. You can go to wearelumos.org directly, or you can order Hell is for Children, our anthology. We're all 100% of the, I wasn't trying to pump myself up when I was doing 100% before, but 100% of the fucking sale goes to Lumos anyways. Mm-hmm. So get yourself a book, go to Lumos, or if you're like, fuck reading, go to wearelumos.org and just help them help kids out because it's a shit show, people. If you haven't turned on the news in a while, it's not good.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you haven't heard lately, the whole world's gone to hell, but how are you?
Yeah.
Basically.
And that's, I was talking to a friend today, like, remember when 2 minutes to midnight was a bad thing?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, we get an extra 20 seconds maybe back one day? No. So as we wrap up, it looks like Brannick is now going to bail Voodoo Priestess out of a Japanese prison. So they had to leave early, unfortunately. I keep saying, don't bring MasterCard. They want a different type of visa. But on behalf of myself, Jim Phoenix, my co-host, J.M. Brannick, and our special guest, Roy. Roy, what do you want me known as? Roy?
Yeah, Roy's fine.
Roy is fine. Damn right, Roy is fine. We'll see you next time on Streamin' Demons. Bye, y'all.
I hear a cat.